All right, so I went ahead and I already had the plastic stuff removed because I had done the tank lift before, but I needed to rewrap the wires. So what I did was, once you get all that done, pull off the tank and the seat. Check out my other video, it shows you how to do that. I disconnected the negative battery terminal right there, took that out so you don't have any power. Disconnect plugs right here, and then I have all this harness I just need to rewrap, and we will rewrap this harness. So let's get into it. Put a little music to this and we'll go from there. And this tape right here will stick to itself, but it won't stick to anything else and make your hands all gooey. So you just wrap it around, try to keep it tight so it'll keep it clean. And cue the montage. We're getting to one of these wires. Whatever wires you need to branch off, just make sure that you leave them dangling down and then wrap them around them as you're going around them. When you're pulling it around, just kind of make it snug, just so it gets a good stick to the cable itself, the tape. Okay, so all right, if you look right here, I'm coming up to this wire that needs to stay out, so I'm going to pull it and go that route. Don't drop your wire or your roll of tape. Break this one. To get that, so there's, if you can see, I got the wire underneath there so it's kind of tucked, and then I'll do another wrap around it as well. Like I said, this stuff goes pretty far, the tape, so you got sparing, and like I said, I bought two. I think I'm only going to end up using one, but it's always good to have extra just in case you wrap it really good and tight. Now we'll pull these out of the way and wrap that way. And if it sticks, you just pull it. It's not going to get hot or not going to stick too much until you get it kind of warm. It'll stick a little bit better. Pull that off to the side, pull it tight, squeeze it underneath here. Roll it back up. Hopefully you don't make as many mistakes as I did. Like I said, the good thing is it doesn't stick to everything else, so go ahead and wrap that around there. Keep it tight. Tight. Tear it. Alright, I'm not sure if I missed that piece, but I said I just finished wrapping around. Just cut it with scissors. It seems to work a little bit better. Ripping it works too, but just make it alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to these pieces that are extra and wrap them around so they keep the keep it nice and weather tight. So I'm going to start back here, kind of at an angle, and just keep it tight. So it holds itself. And just try not to drop the roll like I've done twice so far. Okay, push that out to the side. These scissors. Look at that. Just wrap it. Kind of keep it tight, and that way it sticks to itself. We'll go ahead and grab this one. I'm just going to cut a piece off. It should be long enough. Probably about 2 or 3 inches. Just drop it, cut it a little bit, and then you're gonna come over here and just kind of stick it to itself and just wrap it. Do the same here. I'll probably grab a little bit more than, let's see, grab that. I'll grab about the same amount, 3 inches, because it's this, well, I'll go a little bit shorter because it's smaller. Not to keep the dirt off of it. Just kind of pull and stretch. The good thing is this is real stretchy material, and the more you stretch it, it seems to stick to itself. So we'll go ahead and go to the other side. Okay, now we got the ignition wire. This one I always make sure I wrap around and go this way, just so it loops around and doesn't touch any of the heads or any of the other stuff that's here, the intake and whatnot. So this one I'm gonna leave on the reel and just start wrapping. And the good thing is it doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's going to see it underneath your tank. But I try to make it look, as long as I don't have wire exposed, it'll be okay. I'll cut this end off. I would probably get about a 9 to 10 inch piece, and that way you could just stretch it all the way out. Just make sure it's all good and sticky. This piece doesn't need it. I'm gonna put a little bitty strip right there just to wrap up these little wires. The other side. Okay, now we're at the front where the turn signals come in from the handlebars, and then there's a turn signal. There's another video on what this wire is for, and these are the wires for my crash bar lights. So let's go ahead and tape these up right here. Crash bar wires. And this is the headlight wire. This is explained in another video what these wires are tapped into. If you want to, go check that. And the listing of how to wire up your high beam to unlock your garage door. I'm not sure what video came out first, this one or that one. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cut about a 4-inch piece here. 3.5, but that's okay. Okay, got this last little bit here, which is for the crossbar lights, which more than likely you won't have those, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it real quick. Probably a good 3.5 inch piece. I'm going to take another little small piece. Alright, so now we're going to double check, make sure the harness, everything's taped up. That looks good. That looks good. That's already got a plug. This one we taped up. That looks good. That looks good. That's good. I'll probably trim that little piece right here. Probably trim that piece right here. But yeah, that's how you do it. And just kind of zip tie it up how you want it. Make sure it fits your tank. Like I said, I got a 2-inch lift on mine. There's plenty of space underneath here, and I just plug everything in this main aisle right here and then kind of go off to the side here. And then I took a couple zip ties and zip tie it through here just so it holds it together, and everything else. Just make sure it's not touching the heads or any moving parts or anything like that stuff. The one thing, just make sure everything's plugged in right. I do know that these can be plugged in the wrong plug, so I've heard stories of people doing that. So just go ahead and, now you got it all wired up, plug it all back in, verify everything works, then put the tank back on, and then you're good to go. All right, so here's how I ended up. I put all the channel straight up and over, goes into here. The other cables that go down go here. I just kind of zip tied them down. As long as you make sure you don't cover that bolt, that's why this wire's here, should be okay. I got a little slack there if I need to pull it. But I kept everything down and straight and clean. So yeah, just make sure the tank fits. This will all be different for different Sportsters or whatever, because some have more wiring, and whatever wiring you added. Like I added these charging cables for the camera up front, and then my cell phone as well, the one up here. But you know, if you guys got any questions or you know, need some help, whatever, just you know, put them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer, and we'll go from there. I always say, ride safe, don't be a jerk. Catch you on the next one.